Welcome to a journey through the sands of time, where ancient wisdom meets modern spirituality. In this video, we explore the mysticism of ancient Egypt, focusing on the Eye of Horus, a powerful symbol of protection, healing, and spiritual insight. Discover how this sacred emblem transcends mythology, guiding seekers toward inner clarity and balance. Whether you're drawn to ancient symbols or searching for deeper meaning, the Eye of Horus offers timeless lessons for the soul. Join us as we uncover the spiritual secrets of this mystical eye and learn how to apply its power to your own spiritual path today. Ancient Egyptian mysticism. The Eye of Horus as a spiritual guide. Ancient Egypt is widely revered not just for its majestic pyramids and enduring monuments, but also for its deeply symbolic and spiritually rich culture. Among the most powerful symbols that emerged from Egyptian mysticism is the Eye of Horus, also known as the Wedjat. This symbol, commonly found on amulets, tombs, and temple walls, encapsulates a complex cosmology involving mythology, protection, wisdom, and higher consciousness. While many view the Eye of Horus as a historical artifact or talisman of protection, its deeper spiritual significance offers a timeless guide for inner transformation and awakening. This essay explores the origin of the Eye of Horus in Egyptian mythology, its esoteric meanings, and how it can serve as a modern spiritual guide. Drawing upon ancient texts, symbolism, and comparative mysticism, we will illuminate how this ancient symbol continues to offer insights into the human condition and spiritual evolution. Eye, mythological origins, Horus, Osiris, and the battle for order. To understand the spiritual significance of the Eye of Horus, one must begin with the myth of Horus and Set. Horus was the son of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, and Isis, the goddess of magic and healing. Osiris, representing divine kingship and cosmic order, Ma'at, was murdered by his brother Set, a chaotic and destructive force. Isis resurrected Osiris long enough to conceive Horus, who later sought to avenge his father's death and reclaim his rightful place on the throne of Egypt. During the epic battle between Horus and Set, Horus lost his left eye. The eye was eventually restored by Thoth, the god of wisdom and writing. This restored eye came to symbolize healing, wholeness, and restoration, becoming the Eye of Horus. The story is more than myth, it is a profound allegory for the human spiritual journey, the loss and fragmentation caused by suffering, and the eventual restoration through inner wisdom and divine grace. 2. The symbolism of the eye, a mathematical and esoteric code. The eye as a mathematical concept. The Eye of Horus is composed of 6 parts, each associated with one of the human senses: sight, hearing, thought, smell, taste, and touch. These parts also correspond to specific fractions in ancient Egyptian mathematics, which when added together almost, but not quite, equal 1. The breakdown is as follows. Right side, 1/2, equals sense of sight. Pupil, 1/4, equals sense of thought. Eyebrow, January 8th, equals sense of hearing. Left side, 1/16, equals sense of smell. Curved tail, 1/32, equals sense of taste. Teardrop, 1/64, equals sense of touch. These fractions total to 63/64, with the final 1/64 considered to be filled by Thoth's divine magic, thus completing the whole. This subtle mathematical incompleteness reflects the mystical truth that human perception alone cannot grasp total reality. Only through divine insight can we attain spiritual wholeness. The eye thus symbolizes both our human faculties and the divine spark that transcends them. Dual eyes, sun and moon. Egyptian myth also speaks of 2 eyes, the right eye as the Eye of Ra, the sun, and the left eye as the Eye of Horus, the moon. The sun represents conscious awareness, clarity, and outward life, while the moon symbolizes intuition, the unconscious, and inner wisdom. The injury to Horus's left eye, the moon, can be seen as symbolic of the wounding of inner perception in humanity. Its healing by Thoth indicates the importance of wisdom, language, and spiritual practice in restoring our intuitive faculties. 3. The Eye of Horus in mysticism and esoteric thought. Protection and spiritual vision. The Eye of Horus was often worn as an amulet, believed to offer protection from evil spirits, illness, and misfortune. On a deeper level, it represents spiritual vigilance, the awakened eye that sees through illusion. Just as Horus's eye was restored, spiritual seekers are called to restore their inner vision and reclaim their true identity beyond ego and fear. This aligns with the teachings of various mystical traditions. In Hinduism, the third eye, or Ajna chakra, is seen as the center of intuition and spiritual insight. In Christianity, Jesus says, "The eye is the lamp of the body." If your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light, Matthew 6 verse 22. The Eye of Horus resonates with these teachings, urging the seeker to cultivate clarity, perception, and a purified inner sight. B. The eye as an initiatory symbol. In ancient Egyptian temples, initiation into the mysteries often involved symbolic death and rebirth. The initiate, like Horus, would undergo trials of inner dismemberment and be reassembled into a more integrated self. The Eye of Horus would serve as a spiritual compass during these rites, guiding the soul through the realms of darkness and into light. Esoteric schools such as Hermeticism and the Rosicrucians later adopted the symbol, interpreting it as a sign of the all-seeing divine consciousness, or the inner observer. The restored eye becomes the spiritual self that witnesses all thoughts, emotions, and sensations without attachment. 4. The Eye of Horus as a modern spiritual guide. Though we live thousands of years after the time of the pharaohs, the spiritual messages encoded in the Eye of Horus remain strikingly relevant. A. Healing through awareness. The myth of Horus teaches that wounding is inevitable on the path of life, whether through trauma, loss, or internal struggle. But the restoration of the eye reveals that healing is possible through conscious awareness and divine assistance. Modern psychology echoes this view, emphasizing the importance of mindfulness and the integration of shadow aspects of the self. The Eye of Horus reminds us to face our pain and loss not as obstacles, but as initiatory experiences. By opening our spiritual eye, we gain the vision to see suffering as a doorway to deeper wisdom. B. Intuition and balanced perception. In a world overwhelmed by external stimulation, the Eye of Horus calls us back to inner stillness. As the eye of the moon and the unconscious, it teaches us to trust our intuition, dreams, and subtle perceptions. By balancing analytical reasoning with inner knowing, we can make wiser decisions and lead more authentic lives. This balance is especially important in an age dominated by data and logic. The eye guides us to recover the sacred feminine principle, the intuitive, receptive, and nurturing side of consciousness. C. Awakening higher consciousness. Spiritually, the Eye of Horus symbolizes the awakening of higher consciousness. It mirrors the concept of non-dual awareness found in mystical traditions across the globe. When we activate the eye within, we begin to perceive unity in all things. Duality such as light and dark, good and evil, self and other begin to dissolve. The Eye of Horus, then, is not just about vision, it is about seeing rightly, perceiving from the heart of truth rather than the fragmentation of ego. It points to a deeper identity, one rooted in divine awareness rather than material form. V. Meditative and ritual practices. Integrating the Eye of Horus into a spiritual practice can be deeply transformative. Here are a few practical ways to do so. 1. Visualization meditation. Close your eyes and imagine the Eye of Horus glowing in your mind's eye. Focus on each of the 6 parts of the eye, aligning them with your senses. Imagine divine light restoring your perception, healing old wounds, and awakening your inner vision. 2. Journaling with the eye. Use the eye as a journal prompt. Ask yourself, what do I need to see more clearly in my life, or where am I blind to truth? Let the symbol serve as a mirror for introspection. 3. Sacred art and symbols. Place the Eye of Horus in your meditation space, on your altar, or wear it as jewelry. Let it serve as a daily reminder to remain awake, balanced, and spiritually aligned. 4. Dream work. Because the eye is associated with the moon and subconscious, it can be used to stimulate dream recall and insight. Before sleeping, meditate on the eye and set an intention to receive guidance through dreams. 6. The Eye and Collective Awakening. The Eye of Horus is not only a personal guide but also a symbol for collective consciousness. In times of cultural turmoil and ecological crisis, humanity is undergoing its own spiritual initiation. We, like Horus, have been wounded through war, environmental degradation, and disconnection from the sacred. Yet this wounding may also be the catalyst for awakening. The restored eye represents humanity's potential to see beyond divisiveness and rediscover our interconnectedness. It calls forth the inner seer in all of us, the wisdom that can heal, unify, and transform the world. The Eye of Horus, far from being a relic of an ancient world, is a living symbol of spiritual transformation. Rooted in myth, layered with esoteric meaning, and rich in psychological and mystical insight, it serves as a profound guide for those seeking inner vision, healing, and awakening. It teaches that true sight is not merely the act of seeing the external world, but the process of perceiving rightly, with wisdom, compassion, and awareness. As we face the trials of modern life, the eye reminds us that the divine always watches, always restores, and always waits for us to open our inner eyes. Let the Eye of Horus be not just a symbol on a wall or amulet around your neck, but a spiritual guide that leads you back to wholeness. Unlock the ancient secrets of the Eye of Horus in this deep dive into Egyptian mysticism. Discover how this powerful symbol represents protection, healing, intuition, and spiritual awakening. In this video, we explore the mythology behind the Eye of Horus, its role in ancient Egyptian belief systems, and how it can serve as a spiritual guide in modern life. Whether you're new to ancient symbolism or deep into your spiritual journey, this video offers valuable insights and practical wisdom. Watch now to connect with the timeless energy of the Eye of Horus and awaken your inner vision.